serve, and grow is what you can expect at the House of Reconciliation. Leadership, community, education, wellness, and participation is part of our plan for your spiritual growth and success. Family and faith is a core value for the House of Reconciliation, working to help people find their purpose. Want to make an impact in the kingdom? Ready to tap into your future? Meet us at the House Sundays with Pastor Reginald Campbell, www.houseofreconciliation.org.
I want to say good morning and welcome everyone in to the House of Reconciliation. We're here at the Greenville campus, 1427 Suite E Launch Road. We are grateful and thankful for the I Am Church family for allowing us to be here. Our prayers is that we will have a building by sometime this end of this year or the beginning of 2024. We're happy that you're with us, and of course to the mother campus, and of course to our virtual campus, to our global connections. We have a special guest with us this morning. I want to kind of set the table for what we're going to do. I think the topic that I gave to you guys is the next level of you. I talked about the power of now. And so Mr. Daniel O'Neill Cohen was coming in town, and we've collaborated throughout the years, and he decided to be a part of the broadcast this morning. So I'm going to give him the floor. And what I want to do and how I want to set the precedence of this is the simple fact that I want you to take notes. We're going to do 3 sections or 4 sections of this. So I want you to take notes, because what I want to do is give you a physical part of what you need to do. So you're going to write the conclusion of this year as well as the opening of your next year. So when you do this, we're going to submit it electronically, and those of you that are part of the virtual, you can send it to the email. I think it's always House of Reconciliation HOR-RSM@hotmail.com. And then I'm going to send it to him, and then he's going to send back to you an individual plan for you so that you can use it. He's been in HR how many years? 30. Ooh, but you only look like you're 22. It's been a long time. It's been a long time. So this is what we want to do, because part of your now is understanding who you are and releasing what you was in order to become what you can be. Now, this is where I differ than most pastors. They are going to want you to shout and feel good. I want you to progress in life. And so many people are on a 25 with Jesus and on a minus 85 in their life. There's only so many miracles that's coming from heaven. There's only so many, as people would call them, good in you for you to build your future. And to me, it's just as important as the Word of God, because we are dual creatures. We are natural and spiritual. So it's going to, and my whole goal is to challenge you to make sure you get the best out of your life. Because I want you to think before he gets started, are you in the place you need to be that will carry you to the finish line of your life? Are you in that place? Are you with the right people who can become a support system? Because it's one thing to come to church and get high, and then another thing to go back to the dungeon. And what I want us to do is to walk out of the dungeon and be able to be men and women of God and also citizens of earth. So at this time, I turn you over to Mr. Daniel Cohen. I think we're going to do Q&A at the end.
Or if you have any questions during, I'm okay with that.
Now he want to switch up on me. I said, what you want to do? He says, well, you know what you do. Flexible. Okay. All right, sir. Take it away.
Well, good morning, everyone. Always good to be home. When I landed here in Greenville, Spartanburg, I mean, I just smiled. I said, there's no place like home down in Simpsonville for me. And so today, I want to, as I was flying out, I started preparing some notes for this morning, and I thought about, so what would be 10 things to help you with your success? So that's pretty much going to be the topic for this morning. 10 things that can help you with success. Now, before I get into that, I was sitting there thinking about how far is the earth from the sun? You want to take a guess? How far? Here to the sun. 1.1 miles. So if you want to put that in terms of dollars, $91 million. $91 million. That's a lot. 91.873 million miles. It's a long distance. Now, my first point I want to make of the 10 is that know that time waits for no one. So think about those 90 million miles. Now, let's think about the speed of light. Nothing can go faster than the speed of light. That's special relativity by Albert Einstein. He figured it out. Nothing can go faster than the speed of light. So the speed of light, so that means it's about 8 minutes and 20 seconds for the light from the sun to reach here. Now, just during devotion, let's think about the start of devotion this morning. A light beam left the sun and made it here and bounced off and went somewhere else before we even got it there. That's how fast the speed of light is. And so my point here is, and I mean that time waits for no one, when you think about our careers, when you think about our spiritual, our physical, our emotional health, where we are today, it's just not by happenstance. Time has put us in the place that we are today. Give you an example. Now, there's no grocery store for you to go shop in this example. You want pears today? That means you gotta grow pears. So sometime in the past, if you threw some orange seeds down, and today, years later, you're wanting to eat pears, but you have oranges. The point is, the decisions, the things we've done in our past will impact what is happening today and could potentially impact the future as well. The seeds we plant from shouldn't be wasted. Tomorrow I'll be talking about the time paradox. I'm going to take a deeper dive into why we should consider time probably one of the most precious things that we have, because the decisions we make now will have, the seeds we plant now will have some kind of impact in our future. And so, but time is not going to wait for me. Time is going. Several more light beams have come from the sun since I've been chatting, and it's fast too. I mean, you ever heard of people talk about, oh, it's Halloween, and before we know it's going to be Christmas, and something about the last few months of the year just seem to just go by so fast. You know, rapid fire. Now people start shopping Christmas before we even get through Thanksgiving. You know, stuff. Next thing you know, before New Year's is up, you'll start seeing Valentine's. It's like people try to rush through things. But time is always moving, and so always keep that in the back of your mind. As time is going on, this is probably the toughest thing to do, and I say conduct what I call a gap analysis. Now, this gap analysis could be something that you're thinking of going from point A, and I'm trying to get to point B. What are the things I need to do in order to get there? Now, this is tough because this requires us to really do some inward analysis of ourselves. And sometimes looking within could be one of the toughest things. Now, there is a gap between here and Columbia. Now, probably may want to where exactly are you going in Columbia? Maybe you have an address. Who's riding with me? Well, Reggie's riding with me. I know he's going to want to stop at the rest stop, and he's probably going to want to stop at get something to eat, so I better factor in more time to get there. Planning it out. The point is when we go from point A to point B, there's different ways to get there, but we really need to understand all the things that we think we may need to address along the way in order to get there. And so thoroughly understanding from going from point A to point B. Now, I've oftentimes, and sometimes I've had success and sometimes I haven't. Depends on what I love to eat. I love to eat. My family, we cook a lot. I eat a lot. And my coworkers and I went through this pre-holiday, challenge with each other to lose weight. Whoever lost the most weight won the prize. I was off to a good start. I was down 4 pounds. I'm thinking I'm going to do well. And then on the day that I needed to weigh in, I only lost 1 pound in a month. But I said, well, okay, that's progress. If I did 1 a month for a year, that's 12 pounds a year. That's not too bad. But I didn't win. But I thought I had a pretty decent plan, but I got sidetracked. Ate some pretty good barbecue along the way that I shouldn't have. But so the outcome, I had a goal, but my outcome wasn't as good as I wanted it to be. But I did try to have some type of analysis of a plan, which could have been better. And so, which brings me to my third point, is once you've done that gap analysis, then now it's time to write down a goal. You got to know where you're going in the future. Now, this is the church's mission statement. Go. Now, when I was listening to it, and there's a lot of information as to where the church is going in the future. It's laser focused. This is what we're about. This is where we're going. And that has many elements to build from. Now, if this wasn't there and there was no direction or anything, you would just be, you're going to Columbia, but you may wind up in Spartanburg, thinking that you're in Columbia, but you're in Spartanburg. And so having a goal is the first step is you have to be specific. And this is specific. You really understand, you should be able to articulate where you're going. That's the very first step in having a very sound goal, to be able to describe where you're going. The second component of that is you want to be able to measure it. Are we making progress? How do I know that where we're going is actually working right now? And so you want to be able to step back and measure the progress along the way and have that within the goal statement itself. I want to be in Columbia, and I want to do it sometime today. So it's kind of like, okay, it's 24 hours a day, it's starting to shape up. But now if I wanted to really be time-bound, I want to be there by 6:30. I want to have this done by the end of this year. It's starting to really get specific. It's